It started as an ordinary breakdown near a quiet garage on the edge of town, but it ended with a billionaire mother collapsing to her knees in tears because a poor mechanic did something no doctor or dollar ever could. He gave her daughter a miracle. Amara Langford had everything money could buy. Her name carried weight in corporate boardrooms, fashion magazines, and charity galas. She lived in a glass mansion perched above the city, driven around in a Rolls-Royce, and dressed like every camera might flash at any moment. But even with all the riches and power, she lived with a heartbreak no luxury could soften. Her 4-year-old daughter, Ella, had never walked. Diagnosed with a rare neuromuscular disorder at birth, Ella had always used a wheelchair. Doctors around the world tried. Therapists, specialists, surgeons. All of them gave up after rounds of unsuccessful treatments. And while Ella remained a bright-eyed little girl, her innocence masked a truth that haunted Amara every night. Feeling of helplessness no mother ever wants to face. The day the car broke down, they were miles from the city. The trip had been planned only to inspect one of her newly acquired countryside properties. There were meetings to attend later, lunches scheduled with investors, and time was already tight. But when the luxury vehicle sputtered and stopped near an old garage, Amara had no choice but to step out, heels clicking on the uneven pavement, and ask for help. The mechanic shop looked forgotten by time. Weather-worn signs, cracked cement, and a single man inside Daniel wiping grease from his hands as he approached. Mid to late 30s, wearing a faded shirt, worn jeans, and an expression of quiet steadiness. There was nothing fancy about him. Nothing that said he should be trusted with a multi-million-dollar car. But she was stuck. As he checked the engine. Ella stayed near the car, watching curiously. Daniel noticed. Without asking, he grabbed a small box of nuts and bolts and gently placed them beside her wheelchair. "You like building things?" he asked. Ella nodded shyly. "Then you're in the right place." It was the first time Amara saw someone treat her daughter like just a child, not a problem, not a diagnosis. Just a curious little girl. Daniel worked quietly. No fuss. Small talk. Just the soft hum of tools and the occasional laugh from Ella, who had begun arranging bolts like toys. Then Daniel paused and asked a question Amara wasn't expecting. She have therapy? Amara answered with a short yes, her tone clipped. Prepared to defend if needed. My wife used to be a pediatric therapist, he said simply. We had a girl just like her come through here once. She walked eventually. Amara blinked, caught off guard. She wasn't sure whether to believe him. I have something out back. If you're okay with it, I'd like to try something. Won't cost you anything. Curiosity overcame pride. She nodded. He returned minutes later with a wooden balance frame and a soft padded mat clearly handmade. Clearly old, but clean and well-maintained. He walked over to Ella, knelt beside her like an old friend, and said, "Want to try something fun?" Ella glanced at her mother. Amara hesitated, then gave the smallest nod. The little girl beamed. Daniel adjusted the bars and helped Ella grip them, explaining softly how to shift her weight and keep her knees slightly bent. At first, she wobbled. Her hands trembled. One foot didn't want to move. Amara stepped forward instinctively, but Daniel gently raised his hand. She can do this. Just give her a moment. Time slowed. The garage felt like a cathedral, everyone holding their breath. Ella took one unsure step, then another. Her knees shook, her arms tightened. Then she looked up at her mother and smiled. That was when Amara broke. She fell to her knees, tears streaking her cheeks, silent sobs taking over her breath. Because for the first time, Her daughter wasn't just trying. She was walking, unsteady, wobbly. Miraculous. Ella took 4 more steps straight. Into her mother's arms. Amara held her tightly, rocking back and forth on the dusty garage floor, crying without shame. She looked at Daniel like he was something she'd never seen before. A man who didn't need money, fame, or power to change a life. She came back the next day. And the next. Every weekend after, they returned to that small garage where Daniel patiently helped Ella take more and more steps. He never asked for anything. He just showed up because that's who he was. Eventually. Amara offered him everything: money, property, even a place in her company. He refused most of it. "I've already been given more than I asked for," he said simply. "I get to help her walk." And Ella did walk, then run, then dance. And Amara, once surrounded by a world built on riches, found the greatest treasure she'd ever known in a quiet garage with a girl who believed and a mechanic who never needed a title to become a hero.